Welcome everybody, it's Mike Newton back in the fitting studio here at Lytham Golf Academy. Now I've just got a little interesting video here, and this is something that you may have the dilemma of when you're coming to get to choose these sort of clubs in your bag. Is as we transition from our irons into possibly hybrids now. Obviously hybrids are very popular options for a lot of golfers, then into your sort of fairway woods. But obviously we've seen a little introduction in the last couple of years of the driving irons, or the old traditional sort of driving iron here. So what I've got a little bit of a comparison here is between a hybrid and a driving iron. What do we go for? Do we go hybrid, which is really designed for higher ball flight, softer landing? Obviously very popular golf club now, from multiple different lies you sort of find out on the golf course. Or do we go for these driving irons? Okay, so what I've got here is a Ping G hybrid. Okay, so a number 3 hybrid, which is 19 degrees of loft. Okay, so effectively that's sort of a 3-iron replacement in the golf bag, so a popular option for a lot of golfers, against the crossover number 3 iron. So basically crossover, as the name is, it's a crossover between a hybrid and an iron. So it's got a bit of an iron look, but it's very much sort of beefed out at the bottom, at the back, a lot of weight pulled back here to really help it to be a little bit more forgiving, a little bit easier to launch. But in theory, this should launch a little bit lower ball flight than a hybrid. Okay, so you should have your normal traditional iron being the lowest ball flight. Obviously quite a tough club to hit. It's not in many people's golf bags anymore. The 3 crossover is just going to be slightly up from that, a little bit more forgiving, bit easier to use. And then you've got the hybrid, which is again slightly higher on the ball flight, again very easy to sort of use. So I'm just going to put these two head to head. We're going to use GC2 here on the launch monitor and just maybe look at some launch angles, how it peaks off at the height of its ball flight, and just see if we do see that slightly higher flight against a slightly lower flight that Ping is sort of suggesting, and obviously other brands are sort of suggesting that they offer. Personally myself, I would always choose the iron over the hybrid, because that's my preference. You know, I've grown up with sort of using long irons, and these sort of more forgiving long irons just tick the box for me all day long. Hybrids, I just feel like I can't maybe control it as much. It is easy to use, but I prefer to see that slightly lower flight. But that is me personally. But I think a lot of amateur golfers would probably go hybrid over this. But this is also a good option. You know, if you do like your irons, you control your irons, then crossover is probably a good one. So right, let's hit some shots. I'm going to start with the traditional G hybrid first, and then we'll flick over and hit a few with the crossover. Okay, so we're going to start with a Ping G hybrid. So this is lofted at 19 degrees. Okay, so we'll hit a few shots with this. Yeah, it's a nice strike. Definitely see that higher ball flight there. Very easy. These are very easy to pick up and away. Really good options for maybe that sort of awful lie sometimes you get faced with out on the golf course. That carried at 225. Okay, so another one. Yeah, plucked away really nice again. Again, carrying out at 227. Yeah, really easy to use that, really easy. Feels, yeah, about, what was that one? 232, yeah, so around that 225 to 230 sort of mark carry with a hybrid. Okay, so we're going to flick over to the G crossover, and we'll hit 3 shots with that, and then we'll have a look at some numbers and compare them. So G crossover in our hands now. So obviously definitely more of that iron appearance here, but you see that back, the bulge bit at the back is really sticking out at the back of the club as you look down. So you are seeing a lot more at the back, as you would do with a hybrid obviously, but you've just got that sort of iron top edge, that iron sort of club face. So with a hybrid, you've got that sort of roll and bulge on the club face. You lose that a little bit with the crossover. Okay, so it does look more of an iron. Bit of offset on there. Okay, let's give this one a hit. So this is a 3 crossover. This is 18 degrees, so it is 1 degree stronger than the hybrid here. Okay, but they're both classed as 3s. Yeah, different sound. It is more of that iron sort of sound. Did come out a bit lower there. Wasn't the best strike, to be fair. Yeah, 231 carry. That's a good carry because it wasn't a great strike, that. There we go. That's a nice strike. Yeah, definitely sounds more like an iron. Yeah, carried it 221. Didn't carry as far, that one. Did strike it a little bit better. It was a little bit straight. The first one went a little bit left, so that's just probably where it's just gained a little bit of yardage. Okay, we'll hit one more. Yeah, again, good strike. Just seeing that slightly low ball flight there. Yeah, just getting to the sort of 230s carries. Okay, let's have a look at those numbers and compare them. Right, so let's have a quick look at the numbers. So we've got 3 hybrid against the 3 crossover. So 143 crossover ball speed against 146 with the iron. So the iron is 1 degree stronger, so we'd expect a little bit more ball speed there out of it, but a little bit of a jump there. But preference for me is iron, so I've probably adapted myself to that. I'm used to that iron hybrid sort of iron look. I have got one in my bag already. It's not a ping one, but I have got one very similar, so I'm used to that. So I've probably just adapted myself to that a little bit more. We'll definitely see a little bit of difference of launch here. Again, it is 1 degree stronger, so we expect it to come down a little bit. But because it's more of an iron head, the CG is slightly closer to the club face than the hybrid. So that's going to promote a slightly lower launch, and we are seeing that difference there. So 13.5 with the hybrid against 10.4 with the iron. So lower on the launch, which is good. So that's what it's sort of designed to do a little bit. Spin's actually gone up a little bit. The second one I caught a bit spin. I hit it quite straight there, but it did spin up a little bit on there. First one was a bit of a poorer strike, so the spin's dropped down. So again, strikes changing these numbers more than anything else. I haven't changed the shaft, I haven't changed the loft. That's just my performance giving it these different numbers here. But we've got to look at it as an average here. So peak height, this is the important one. Obviously looking at hybrid, should peak out higher, and it is doing. So 34 in its peak height against 28 on average of its peak height. Okay, so you know we are seeing that again. Strike will just move those numbers slightly, but on an average we are seeing that slightly lower ball flight with a crossover. Again, as we sort of should expect, and distance is very similar. So 227 carry against 225. So there we have it. Traditional hybrid. Well, when I say traditional, the hybrid against the crossover sort of driving iron. So sort of the numbers back up really what they are promoting to sort of try and achieve. A slightly lower fight with the crossover against the hybrid, but the distance carry number is very, very similar. They're just getting there in a different way. Okay, so again, this really adapts maybe at the course you play. If you play at a windy golf course, you might just want to prefer that crossover, maybe to try and keep the flight down a little bit, keep it a little bit more penetrating. Again, it's a good option off the tee to try and, you know, hit fairway if it's a tight fairway, or if it's into the wind, or you've got a bit of a layup there. You know, that is a really sort of good option. Having said that, if you're hitting a lot of long irons into a green where you would probably switch to between a hybrid or a crossover, descent angle there, let me just check the numbers. Yeah, your descent angle is 42 degrees with a hybrid because it obviously peaks higher, it lands a little bit steeper. The crossover is at 39, so it's a little bit shallower there with a crossover. Okay, so if you're playing a certain golf course where you're hitting a lot of hybrids, area sort of clubs into greens, then possibly the slightly steeper descent angle of the hybrid is a little bit better, which is going to allow you to sort of get more of a drop and stop and control when it lands. It really is down to personal preference here, in terms of what flight you want and maybe where you're going to use these on the golf course, and then also how these sit in the other clubs you've got in your bag, you know, through your irons, and obviously trying to get a gap in there. So again, it's really a case of getting hold of a good fitter with some options to try against your irons you've got, and try and slot these gapping into your bag and hit the right flight that you particularly need, you know, in the golf courses you play. So yeah, it's definitely one to go worth try, but 2 really good irons, 2 club options should I say, both very forgiving, but just doing slightly different jobs. Okay, thanks for watching guys, hope you found this video interesting. Do comment down below if you're carrying anything like these, or one of each, or one, you know, maybe a different brand, you know, let me know your thoughts. If there's anything else you want me to try and review that we have here in the fitting studio at the Academy, then please drop, you know, again, message me below. Do hook up on my social media. You know, we're starting to do a lot of stories, sort of runs of the days that we have here at Lytham, you know, through our coaching, fitting, what we're offering. which is more of a personal sort of service, so you can keep up to date with our daily ongoings here at the Academy through our social media links, which are below. Please subscribe. I'll put a link up here to the channel and you get notified of future videos, and hopefully we'll catch up with you all very soon.